All right, Chris, as mentioned, we finally have a Ring of Honor for the Bengals. We'll get one at halftime coming up in the fall. Can't argue with their first two choices. Wouldn't be a Bengals without Paul Brown. Anthony Munoz, a NFL Hall of Famer.
You know, when we first discussed this, we said these are probably the first two names in. Sure enough, surefire, but the next two are going to be the interesting ones.
Well, I'm not going to argue with Anthony Munoz, who's been campaigning for his teammate Kenny Anderson for the longest time. Here's a stat, though, that doesn't get mentioned much. They talk about, he was 7th all-time in passing. 5 of the 6 guys above him were in Canton, so he belongs there as well. This guy, you wouldn't believe it from Kenny Anderson, who was part of our Bengals Nation show, ran for 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns.
Unheard of back
in his
in the day.
15 seasons.
Unheard of for that era.
Kenny Riley, I want 2 Kens.
Yeah, both of the Kens. Here's where it's weird because I think you're right. I think these are the next 2 names to go in. They should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. For the sake of arguing, I'm going to give you 2 modern-day guys that I think should be in and eventually will be in. Corey Dillon and Chad Ochocinco. In my generation, since the 2000s, late 90s, these are the guys that are the face of the Bengals. I think their names and numbers should be hung up from the rafters.
You know, it's interesting because I think you might be right. Kenny Riley did not make the top 10 when they voted at the 50th anniversary. A lot of the current players, and Chad Johnson was one of them, because you've got modern guys. Maybe that's why we need a Ring of Honor, so these guys can remember how great some of the past players were.